एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभउ निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज, गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब सच्चे पातशाह। भूल छिमो हमरी प्रभापन भूलनहार का हुक्म मोसो, हवाई बंदगी अवर दार वजूद मरा, बगर न सो के चुनिया आमदैन नमूद मरा। एक शब्द मेरे प्राण बसत है, बाणी गुरु गुरु है बाणी बिच बाणी अमृत सारे। धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी, धन गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब महाराज। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। We are visiting the Bani of the Japji for the last few weeks, months. We are at the 19th Pauri today. In the Japji, Maharaj talks about our inner spirituality, the core question of life, how we can realize what creation is, the creator is. And in doing so, he is explaining to us the different facets of creation, the expression of the creator, the Kudrat, and how it is beyond our comprehension. It's beyond our understanding and ability to fathom the creator or the creator's expression, the Kudrat. Maharaj is, so we don't get confused, is explaining to us how creation is in the positive and the negative as well. When we can say that, why does God create negativity? So when the expression of the absolute gets divided, it has to be balanced. Suppose everything in creation is the same color. Everyone, every person, everything was, say, white. And when we could never see anyone then. The differentiation of color, of expression, of quality, that is what makes us comprehend life and understand it. If we don't have the different colors and facets, then we would not know what life is. We would not be able to make out one from the other. The creator is in its own creation. In the 19th Pauri, Maharaj is now telling us about the different worlds which are created, how our destiny is formed. These aspects are being touched on in this Pauri today. In the house of Guru Nanak, the expression of God is Shabad, Shabad Guru. And Shabad is the creator, and Shabad is the foundation of life. The Shabad is also Naam. Naam is his expression. The way we meet the creator is through his Naam. I like to understand it as a road to go to the creator. We often look at the expression of spirituality from our own perspective. Mostly, we work on our spiritual selves through the understanding of our pain. When we are visited by pain, we like to think and understand a little deeper about what is life. And that way possibly take us into our spiritual self. The journey inward doesn't have the same markers as the outward journey of life. You have signposts, you have maps, you have roads. Outward world is very well defined. But the undefined is what is the foundation of the defined world. Maharaj says, Avgato nirmail upje, nirgun te sargun thiya. From the undefined does the mind get created, the pure mind get created. And nirguna is the qualitative, the part of creation which is without quality. And then the part of creation which has a quality. They are both connected. And from the undefined, the defined comes about. We like to, in our understanding, define everything which we live in. We try to understand it, explain it, know it. But the expression of the Creator can't be known in that way. But it can be lived. It can be lived by breaking the barriers around us. And the one barrier through which we find life is the ego, the home. That is the way we live life. That's the reason for life. But if we stop at the ego, then we don't understand the relationship of the Creator and the ego. Then we wander within the ego self. We don't go beyond it. And the ego self has some basic qualities inbuilt into it. One, that it invokes desire in any form. That is how it finds its expression. So Trishna. Because we are all looking for something. We are all looking for happiness forever. Guru calls that Amrit, where death is transcended and we find happiness, which is forever. This is not available in our ego self, and thus the conflict arises. We constantly look for this happiness and end up unhappy. And then the confusion, the chaos, the conflicts within us. Maharaj has taken us into the meditative realm of life when he says that from the sunnah, from the listening to the Shabad, listening to the Guru, the transformation within me happens. The subconscious changes. When I don't argue, I don't judge, I don't hold those messages of Shabad away from myself, from my ego. I don't create a barrier between them and me. I accept them. Which is what Maharaj says, that acceptance is the key to understanding life. Accepting the hukum. So we can accept other things which may be not very good for ourselves. A friend can give us a drug and say, have this, and I accept it. That's not what it means. Accepting the Creator's will is going beyond my own will. So Maharaj says that when we accept the sunnah, when the listening is so complete that my ego gets dropped, then I get transformed, I get changed. I go beyond my barriers of the ego. And then I go into Manan, and from there I reach Panch. Panch is the exalted spiritual state of being. In the last few Pauris, Maharaj has talked about Kudrat, the creation. These 4 stanzas, I think we have done 2 today, we'll do the 3rd, have the same common last lines. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar, varya na java ek var, jo tud pave sahi palikar, tu sada salamat nirankar. SINGH is a form of counting, like million, trillions. So the word used in these bodies is asank, so beyond counting, beyond a measure. Maya is within measure. That which cannot be counted is infinite. And the Creator's creation is infinite. Can't be fathomed. In today's world, we live in the solar system. This solar system is a part of a galaxy. Billions of stars in this galaxy. And we haven't been able to reach the end of the solar system. which is like a dot in this galaxy. And there are billions of galaxies. So I am living in one planet, in one solar system. And there is so much world out there which I can never even fathom, never go to. Maharaj says, agam. The human mind is now comprehending going to Mars, which is also by itself a difficult task. But Mars is only a small planet next to us. When we talk about creation, there is infinite creation in this universe. And I am not there, but creation exists. So I am not the center of creation. Then who is the witness to that world where nobody goes, no one is there? There is a witness. There is some energy which prevails, whose presence is witnessing the play of creation. This is not all meaningless. The Naam is the witness. So when I connect to Naam, I connect to the Creator, and I connect to the infiniteness of the Creator. Maharaj is explaining these aspects of creation so we don't get confused in our spiritual search. How are things negative? How are they positive? He's explaining the route map, the road map, so to say. What we may find in our life and how we can put it into a comprehension and reference to the Creator. Let's visit the 19th body, a step towards understanding and meeting Guru Nanak Maharaj. When a Guru is met, if we meet the Guru properly, then we merge with the Guru. The Guru takes away our pain, sorrow, our incompleteness, and makes us complete. In the Sikh Gurus, Maharaj mentions two aspects of qualities of the Guru. One, after we meet the Guru, our wandering ceases. Our mind stops wandering. Satgur ke janam mein gaman mitaya. And he gives us a new life. The second quality Maharaj talks about is that he gives us naam. Pure gurte naam paya jaye. Creation is not within our comprehension, but it can be lived and experienced within us. This happened in Baghdad. When Maharaj mentions that there are infinite worlds, there was a conflict with the local Peer Dastagir, who says that there are no infinite worlds. There are only 7 or 9 as mentioned in Islam. And Maharaj then makes the Peer's son experience what Guru is saying and see it. Maharaj shares his spiritual elevation momentarily with this person, and in doing so shows him the inner revelation of creation. One sign of meeting the Guru is Anand. In the yogi tradition, they talk about 3 nadis, which are esoteric nadis, not physical. The Ida, Pingala, and Sukhmana. The Sukhman nadi is the nadi where Anand exists. Unconditional love and joy in meeting my Creator. We can all invite this state of being. We can pray for it, ask for it. And when we meet a Guru, then this gets revealed. This is the role of the Guru in our life. When Maharaj talks about the man, the state of mind, then one question which was asked in the Sikh Gosht is, when there is no body, jab hirde de na hoti, ta man kaitho rehta. Where does the mind stay then? When there is no body and mind and hirde, no physical form, where does the mind go? Maharaj says, jab hirde de na hoti odu, ta man sun, then it is in sun avastha. Sun rahe bairagi. This sun avastha is a state of my inner being, where all my energies are correlated and assimilated in the expression and vibration of life. And I am so absorbed in it that I am completely detached from the outside world. This we know as a samadhi. जब हृदय देह न होती अवधु ता मन सुन रहे बैरागी. And it is bairagi, it is without flow, it doesn't have a rag in it. Maharaj, the world of the mind is the key to knowing creation. But we don't venture inwards. We don't spend time in going and detaching ourselves from the outside world. It is so absorbing, it is so attractive that we forget. We forget that there is another world inside us. This is the Maya, the play of Maya. When the ego and the Trishna attaches itself to the outside world for us, and we find those pleasures, those experiences so joyous that we forget ourselves. And we forget that we are not here forever. And in doing so, we lose our way. So sitting with the Guru, contemplating the Shabad, we get an opportunity to look at it differently and understand how life is really in its complete picture. How without the physical form there still is creation. How beyond death there is life. And how it affects us. In the Japji, he explains this two possibilities on the end of life or during life. One is the living the ego world, the karam world. And one is living beyond the ego world, another world, the Gur Prasad world. This is in my hands. During my lifetime, if I can solve this mystery, if I can solve the barriers within my mind, then I can go beyond it. And I can go into another world of another, where there is no random movements, there is no wandering, there is no pain, there is no sorrow, there is no separation. Maharaj, let's visit the 19th Pauri. Maninder ji will recite the Pauri today.
Vaheguru ji ki fateh.
Vaheguru ji ka.
Vaheguru ji. असंख नाव असंख थाओ अगम अगम संख लो असंख कहे सिर पार होए अखरी नाम अखरी सालाह अखरी ज्ञान गीत गुण गान अखरी लिखण बोलन बाण अखरा सिर संजोग वखान जिन्हें लिखे तिस राहे जे पुरमाए तिव तिव पाहे जेता कीता तेता नाओ विण नावै नाही को थाओ कुदरत कवन कहा विचार वार्या न जावा एक बार जो तुद पावै साई परिकार तू सदा सलामत निरंकार वाहिगुरु जी।
Thank you, Manandaji. Maharaj says a lot in this body. Asankh now, asankh thou. There are countless names, countless ways of taking names, countless defined entities. Asankh now, asankh thou. And they exist in countless infinite places, which we can't even fathom. No, name is an expression of identity. There are countless identities created in creation. Everyone is unique, but they come from one source. Every fingertip we have, all of us, till now and ahead, every fingertip is unique. The fingertips I have never been repeated in creation. And they never will be repeated again. When the Creator creates, or the creation finds its expression, it differentiates. It forms different forms of expression. And in doing so, creates different identities. These are the different names in creation. Each one of us, each other being, species, so much in creation, all different names of creation. There are countless. We can't fathom them. And they exist in countless infinite places. We don't even know those places. We have never been there. We never will go there physically. We will never know them in the sense that we know our own world here. This is the Creator's play of life, play of the world. So Maharaj says, Agam, Agam, Asankalo. Agam means beyond our reach. These worlds, lo is the worlds. These worlds are beyond our reach. We can never reach there. But they still exist. And the witness to this all is the Creator Himself. The presence of the Naam and Shabad. They are the foundation of creation. So in this way, when we connect to Naam, we connect to the entire creation. And the entire creation is interconnected. Our galaxy is going to meet another galaxy in 400 billion years and clash with it, the Andromeda. So all these parts of creation are either being pulled closer or pushed away. And Maharaj talks about this even in the Japji, Sanjog Bijog. The pull to connect and the push to separate. This is how creation is at play. Maharaj explains to us that Agam, Agam, Asankalo. Where I cannot go, there is creation. And in this way, the Creator is not within my reach physically, not within my understanding conceptually, but He is within my spiritual revelation. The Creator is within my spiritual experience. Because the Naam and the Spirit is existent everywhere. There is no place where Naame nahi ko tha. This is what is being said in this body. So when I connect to Naam, I go beyond my ego and I connect with the Creator, with entire creation. 100 billion light years away, there is a world that connects me to. And in this way, I become a part of the infinite flow of life, the ocean of creation. Maharaj says, Agam asank lo. Asank kahe sir paar hoye. There are many, infinite people who claim they know, they've understood, they fathom, they can measure, or they can define creation. Maharaj says it's not possible. Asank kahe sir paar hoye. When he says sir paar hoye, it means that they take on their destiny, the burden of saying something wrong about the Creator. The Creator is witness to everything which is happening. And when we do something which is offensive to the Creator's creation, we take on a burden within ourselves. When we force our will on another person, we take on the karams of that person on ourselves. When we do not allow the other person his free will and subjugate the individual, then also we are in violation of the basic law of creation. And in that, we burden ourselves, our destiny. And this destiny is not a mere hear and say, it gets written. So Maharaj says, Asank kahe sir paar hoye. And when this is written, it becomes crystallized in our man, in the form of Akhar. Akhri Naam, Akhri Salah. Maharaj says the word, the written word, is an expression of Naam also. Like we are discussing the Shabad, this is the expression of the written word. This is Naam in expression of crystallized Akhar in words. And this is praising the Creator, Akhri Salah, Akhri Gyan Geet Gungah. And in these words, there is a flow of song. There is a revelation of the Creator. So Maharaj had this habit of writing whatever song, whatever Shabad came to him. Whatever was revealed to him was written. And in so writing, it became Akhar. Maharaj says, Akhri Naam, Akhri Salah, Akhri Gyan, Geet, Gungah. And the Creator's qualities are sung and written through the Akhar, through the word. Akhri, Likhan, Bolan, Baan. And that word is then written, said, and it becomes song. It becomes a revelation to meet. The Akhar then is our way in which our crystallized Naam becomes our guide to within ourselves. Akhri Gyan Geet Gungah, Akhri Likhan Bolan Baan, Baan, Akhra Sir Sanjog Vakhan. And these are also written in our man in crystal form. So the action, the thought is not firm, it's not in form. But when the thought gets crystallized in Akhar, when our action becomes karam, then it gets written within ourselves. And this is what defines our sanjog, our destiny. From here, our inner destiny gets formed. So in our doing, we are creating our own destiny, whether we are aware of it or not. But when we are not doing, when we are beyond the ego, then there is no destiny. then we are in sanjog without separation. We have met our own inner creator. Maharaj says, Akhara Sir Sanjog Vakhan. And this is written within ourselves, within our man. This is our baggage, our burden. We carry this. Jin e likhe, tis sir nahe. The one who writes this, the way it gets written, they are not responsible for this. As the order is, jiv farmahe, tiv tiv pahe. As the law is made by the Creator, these gets transformed into our inner man. So every action is systematically, immediately reflected within our mind. And we carry that as our baggage. Maharaj says, Jin hai likhe, tis sir nahe. So the Creator, the laws of creation are writing this, but they are not responsible for this. As the Creator has made laws, jiv farmahe, as the Creator has ordained, has ordered, tiv tiv pahe, so we get a reflection of our own actions within ourselves. Jeta kita teta now. Wherever there is creation, there is a naam. The foundation of creation is naam. And naam, when I visit it from within my man, is a part of my inner being. That's my foundation as well. And in this way, we are connected to the entire creation. Whatever there is connected to the state of man, which is called naam. Naam is without ego, beyond my ego. It's the foundation of my man. And it is the foundation of the entire creation. Jeta kita teta now. Wherever, whatever there is created, there is the foundation of naam with it. And in meeting naam, we meet the entire creation and the Creator Himself. Vin naame nahi ko thaun. Without name, there is no place without naam. All that exists in creation, naam is a witness to it. So billions of light years away, there is a pulsar star existing in creation. No life around it as we know it, but naam is a witness to it. There are black holes in the physical universe. Nobody around it witnesses as a human being, but naam is a witness to all creation. So the foundation of all existence is naam. Now here lies the invitation to us to connect to naam. When I connect to naam, then I connect to my inner being, to my foundation. Maharaj has explained in the previous podis how we connect to naam, how we connect to our inner self. When Maharaj says, Gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye pao, dukh par har sukh kar le jaye. So when I meditate on Shabad and I listen to it, I sing it and I listen to it. That means I am absorbed in the Shabad. My man has two dimensions. One is the thought mind. The other is the Shabad mind. So when a Shabad lives within me and I have sung it and I listen to it and I become meditative on it, then I walk away from my own thoughts. The thought world is the ego world. The thoughts come from within me. Like a person cycles. When we keep cycling, the cycle moves. When we stop cycling, it drops. So is life. When we have our thoughts from our ego, when we keep charging them, they keep moving. And when we stop charging them, then the thoughts drop. we visit a state of being, the thoughtless mind. Where does that exist? Within me. And how do you get there? Through Shabad. So how do we visit this state of being within ourselves? Gaviye suniye man rakhiye pao. This is the basic meditative technique which Guru Sahib invites us to follow. I can sit with my eyes closed, I can walk, but I make Shabad my inner experience. This Shabad is relevant because the Shabad is not from the ego. It is not coming from the identity of Gurunanak. It's coming as a revelation to Gurunanak. So there are two lives we all live. Our identity world, where our name, our different forms, they are all what we are created in. But this is not the perfection of life. This is not the eternal revelation of life. This is a temporary phenomena. It's not a permanent state of being. Maharaj talks about this Naam, and he talks about inviting us to visit this Naam. That's where we drop our ego, when we understand the Hukam. We live the Hukam. And the revelation of the Hukam gives us our inner experience of life. So, when we say, how do I solve this mystery of my ego, of my problems, of my pain, of my sorrow, of my wandering, we solve it through Shabad. And if we can do this more with love rather than a forced practice, then it becomes a transformative energy. Gaviye suniye, man rakhiye pao. He says, in the mind find your love. Find the eternal love living within you. Then what happens? Dukh par har, sukh kar le jaye. You go away from sorrow and you go into the world of happiness forever, the Amrit. So Sunna, that's the beginning of spiritual transformation. The mind is where the transformation and the spiritual meeting happens. It is all going to happen in the mind. When the yogis discussed this with Maharaj, they explained that they live in the wilderness, they eat whatever is available, kandamul, and then they go to Tirath Snans, and in that way they are very happy. Maharaj tells them that what about the mind? This is what you're doing physically. You're detached from the world, you come away from your families, but what is your state of inner mind? So Guru Sahib says, bin naame man tekna tikahi. Without Naam, the mind will not find its stability. Nanak bhukh na jaye. And the Trishna, the desire of the ego world, will not go away. Our problem or our question of life or our mystery or the confusion of life lies in the realm of the ego world. We don't understand and fathom the relationship of our ego and the Creator. And that's where the confusion happens. If we can fathom that, if we can use Shabad as an invitation to go beyond the ego self, then we will find the solutions of life. The inner realm of being, where the outside and the inner world merge as one, where there is no two, there is only one energy. And this meeting will be defined by Anand, by a joy, a happiness, a love, which is unconditional, which is the state of my inner mind. Maharaj, the understanding of the world is not going to come from the intellect. Which are the 4 ways which Guru Sahib said the solutions will not come. Syanap is not the way the solution will come. Dropping the mind is where the solution will come. We can have questions in our spiritual quest. But the inner realm has no questions. Sometimes we feel like that. I had so many questions, but I met someone and the questions are gone. I don't have them anymore. That's where the mind is gone. It's not finding the answer to the question. It's dropping the question itself. When there are no doubts, no questions, when I have understood the expression of my inner mind, the whole aspect of mind is what I live all my life. What is the reason I don't go inward? Because I'm used to the moving mind. I'm used to the thought mind, and that absorbs my energy. I don't know how to drop my thoughts, and that becomes my problem. I don't know how to move beyond my thoughts. The curtain of thoughts hides the vision of life. So is thought a wrong thing? Everything in creation has its place. Even fear has its place. Even anxiety can be a positive input for a player who's going in to play his match. His anxiety will make him perform better sometimes. So it's not as though the thoughts are not meaningful. They have their own place. The problem is that they govern us. They absorb us so much more that we don't see beyond them. So they block our vision to our real world. And the thought world is not the real world. That's why Maharaj invites us again and again, Gun gawa din raat, Nanak chahoye. Sing the praises of the Creator. So you go beyond your thought when you go beyond ego. The ego charges the thought. When I go beyond the ego, I drop my thoughts. And I can't go beyond the ego without the Guru. That's the other issue. I can make my mind neutral. I can make it thoughtless. That can come with practice. When I watch my thoughts, I know I don't charge them anymore, then they get reduced. I don't take ownership. Let the thoughts come, let them go. Don't take ownership. Don't say, I am. This is my thought. They are thoughts. They are flowing. Let them come, let them go. But don't take ownership of them. And we will find a space within ourselves which is calm, without thought. But beyond this, we need the Guru. The door to the Anand of life is opened by the Guru's presence. In the calmness of my inner mind, where my mind is focused, it is completely stable. There, if I meet the Guru, then the door to Anand gets opened. This is what the yogis call the Sukhmana Nadi. Where the Sukh of life exists. That's a neutral, central path. They esoterically, they explain it in this way, that the Ida Pingla are on the left and right and the Sukhmana is on the center. So it's a neutral, thoughtless mind where the Guru gets met. Shabad is our Guru Maharaj. If we want to solve death, if we want to solve pain, if we want to solve sorrow, if we want to solve separation, then this is the way. Shabad is the way. Maharaj has explained in this 19th body about Naam to us and how we get connected to Naam which is within us all. This Naam is our part of our foundation. This Naam is part of the entire creation's foundation. Maharaj now visits the lines which were repeated earlier in every body. And here I want to focus on the word Kudrat. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. What is Kudrat, Maharaj? In one way we can say it is the entire creation. In one way we can say it is the expression of the Creator. It is the flow of play of life. It is the happening, the churning, the change of life around us. And we are all a part of it. Maharaj says how I can fathom this Kudrat, this Creator's energy, His expression. How can I? Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. How in my thoughts can I comprehend this creation? I can't. Then what can I do, Maharaj? Maharaj says, Varya na java ek var. I can't even sacrifice myself to this creation even once. There is so much imbalance between my ego self and the creation, which is all around me. Maharaj says, Jo tud pave sai palikar. The ego gets dropped when the home gets dropped. And that is an acceptance of the will of the Creator. How do I know the will of the Creator? I don't. I cannot know it. Maharaj says, Hukam cannot be defined. Hukam is entire creation. It's the Kudrat. In the Asadivar, Sahib explains this when he says that Doi Kudrat Sajiye, Kar Asan Ditho Chao. Apine Aap Sajiyo, Apine Rachiyo Now. He is self-created, Saibhang. And he has created a Naam as his roadmap to himself, taking his name. Apine Rachiyo Now. And this now, Naam is the foundation of creation. That's the foundation of Kudrat. Doi Kudrat Sajiye. And then the Kudrat gets created. The whole creation gets created, which is a play of the physical and the spirit. So not only the physical. So there is a spiritual foundation to this entire creation. That is why I cannot visit the realms which are beyond me, millions of light years away. But my thought can visit them. The fastest thing which travels in creation is the thought. Faster than anything else. I think of the moon and I'm on the moon. So my thought gets traveled instantly. So is my comprehension of creation. The understanding of creation can't happen completely. But my thought can visit with my inner world the revelation of creation. Maharaj says, Jo tud pave sai palikar. Acceptance. Whatever the Creator wills, I cannot know. But if I go beyond the ego, beyond my ego self, then that is the world where the Hukam resides of the Creator. It can't be defined. Kiv satyara hui hai, kiv kude tutte paal. Hukam razai chalna, Nanak likhya naal. Maharaj says in the Raza of Hukam, which is what this line exactly means, Jo tud pave sai palikar. Maharaj says that Hukam cannot be defined. It cannot be explained. But if we go beyond the ego, we can know the Hukam. Nanak hukme je bujhe, tahume kahe na koi. When we know this world in ourselves, which is beyond our thought world, beyond our ego world, beyond our identity world. And the beauty is that I don't need to give up this world to go into that world. I live in parallel. I live the physical world, but I have the ability to go inwards. In some of the mythology, there is a word used for this. It's called anashakti. Will to break away at will. And how do we break away from creation? By Shabad. We focus our dhyan with Shabad. So dhyan and Shabad, Surt and Shabad, that reveals the play of creation to us all. What should I do, Maharaj? The wandering mind ceases and becomes dhyan. We become aware of the Surat. That merges with the Shabad. How does it merge with the Shabad? Maharaj says, when I recite the Shabad in dhyan, then my dhyan gets absorbed into Shabad. My man becomes Shabad. And in the Guru Granth it is defined as, you become the Bani. You are no more, and the Bani is. Bani Baniye. That's what it means, that the mind gets dropped and only Shabad exists. And Shabad is revealed by the Creator to Guru Nanak. It's not coming from his identity form. Guru Sahib tells us this, Jaisi mein aave kasam ki bani, tasra kari gyan velal. As it comes to us, so I reveal it to the world. The beauty of the instruments of music, and it gets revealed to the world. The merging of the mind finds its expression in song, in kirtan, in an expression of satori, and an expression of merging with the Creator. And it's revealed in the Shabad. And what does the Shabad do? The Shabad of Guru Nanak, when it is revealed by him through the Rabab, with the help of the Rabab, it stills our minds. It makes our mind connected to the Shabad and the Creator. Our wandering ceases. And this is what happened in Baghdad. That's why the conflict happened with Pir Dastagir. Maharaj, in his oneness, in his meeting his Creator, sang the Shabad. And everything went silent in that area. Everybody got connected. It was such a powerful meditative Shabad. Gyan of Guru comes through Shabad. Ditti bang nimaj kar, sun samad hua janna. The sun avastha, which the Siddh Gosht is explained by Guru Nanak, this is what happens to us then. We get connected with the Shabad of the Guru. The whole area became sun, became silent, became meditative, because Maharaj's Shabad carried the vibrations of meditation, of merging, of joy, of anand. So listening stabilizes the mind into manan, and it becomes part of the panch, part of the experience of anand, celebration of life. Jo tud bhave, sai palikar, tu sada salamat nirankar. The only one thing which exists forever and will always be is the Creator. Everything else is Maya. Jagan Rachana taisi rachi. Jagan Rachana sab jhoot hai. Jaan le aur meet. All this creation is transient, temporary. And in that way it's a lie. But when we find the Creator within this creation, because the Creator lives in this creation, then we find that part of creation which lives forever. That's part of our mind, our naam within our man. This is the vichar of the 19th Pauri. Jo tud pave sai palikar, tu sada salamat nirankar. And now we can conclude today's session. Forgive my errors, my mistakes, meeting the Guru's Shabad makes us meet our inner space, meet Guru, and understand something about life which we don't know, to live that part of life which is Anand. You have any questions? If you're on YouTube, you can write it there and we can bring the question here. And if you're on Zoom, you can raise your hand. We'll end the session with the Bani of Anand, Bani of Guru Amar Das. If there are any questions, if not, we will start the Anand Sahib Bani. Thank you.
Vaheguru Ji, Vaheguru Ji.
Please wait. There's some questions, hands raised, Maninder Ji. We'll first address those questions. Anudeep has a question.
Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Anji, Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
I have two questions. My first question is, how do we energize our thoughts? Because as I understand that is something that keeps me separated from being connected or getting into the state of Ekagar Man. So how am I energizing those thoughts? That is my first question. And my second question is, like on one hand we say that, without Guru's hukam, a leaf cannot even flutter, even a wee bit. And on the other hand, I have this ego which is keeping me separated from the Guru. So I just wanted to comprehend this a little bit more.
Yes. A thought comes to us. I'm wandering in the mountains and I see the mountain. And I like the mountain. I can enjoy the vision and view of the mountain without a thought. But I then start transforming that vision into thought and say, what a beautiful mountain. It's green, it's yellow, it's orange. So I have now gone into thoughts. How do I inspire my thoughts? My ego. It's myself. I don't live that experience completely. And the thought comes. I remember one story from Lao Tzu's life. Lao Tzu is a saint from China. He wrote a very beautiful book called Tao Te Ching. And Taoism is like a religion in China. So Lao Tzu was walking with a friend early morning in sunrise. And it was a beautiful sunrise. And while walking, his friend said, what a beautiful sunrise. Lao Tzu was very upset. He said, what was the need to say that? What he is saying is that our thoughts break us from the vision of what we have. For example, I see a tree, which is beautiful, which inspires an aha moment within me, which is what we say as a Vaheguru, Vah moment. That is a thoughtless moment. When I really see, I don't think. When I'm thinking, that I'm not seeing. So how do I energize my thoughts? From my ego, from myself? I don't know how to not do it, so I feel that I'm not doing it. But actually, it's the ego which is energizing thought. How do I get aware of it? One way is watch your thoughts. Sit down or sit wherever comfortably, close your eyes and don't participate with your thoughts. Let them flow. When you let them flow, you will know there is a difference between you and the thought world. And that will be the revealing moment where you've understood the structure of the man. So this is a problem which all of us have. We have a problem in the day. We had an interaction. We have someone, we had a conflict, or we had a joyous moment. We flow them into thoughts constantly. And in that way, we garbage our mind. We leave no space in it. There's a tradition in China when in the Feng Shui, they talk about the bamboo tree. The Feng Shui is not what it is about. The bamboo tree is about our inner mind. It's a message to understand the mind. The bamboo tree is hollow, so it can absorb. It doesn't break quickly. It's flexible. So if our mind is full and it is not hollow, then we are also more reactive. The moment somebody will say something to us, we will immediately react back. We don't absorb it because we don't have space within our mind. So this is the revelation of the mind. We use thought to live this world, to form and find solutions to this world, the physical world, or even sometimes certain inner worlds. But if we do not know how to detach ourselves from this thought, then the thought will control us, constantly flowing within us, and it actually enervates us, takes away our energy. It completely drains us. So one way is learn how to watch your thoughts. The other way is focus on Shabad. One Shabad which you are so absorbed in that it is always working in the thought mind and replaces the thought with Shabad. Then the thoughts will go away. Then the dhyan will happen in the Shabad. That's how Shabad becomes our Guru. It makes us transcend thoughts. I hope I'll be able to explain. The other question was about the ego world and the will of the Creator. Well, we live in an environment where there is a certain element of freedom. The ego is our free will. If that free will didn't exist, then we are not. Then only the Creator is. So the Creator has given us breath, energizes our life, and so everything which we are doing is energized by the Creator. So one way of saying it is stamped by Him or her. Creation has made us happen. So everything we do is through creation. But there is a free will. That ego is the free will. That's why wrong exists in this world, because this free will makes us subjugate others. We try and find solutions in the ego, and in that way we dominate others. So everything is the creation's will. But in that will, there is a certain element of free will given to us all. That free will, how we use it, defines us. We can use it in the Karam world and we can use it in the Nadar world. When Maharaj talks about creation, he defines it in the shlok in the end of the Japji. When he talks about the entire creation, Pavan Guru, Pani Pita, Mata Tart Mahat. Assume for a minute that in the physical world, Guru is the air, Pani is the father, and the earth is the mother. Divs Raat Doidaya, Doidai. Night and day are the grandfather and the grandmother. He's talking about the physical life. Divs Raat Doidai, Chele Sagal Jagat. Changiyaiyan Buriyaiyan Vache Taram Hadur. The Karam world is defined by law, by Dharam. Karmi Apo Apni Ke Nede Ke Dur. And it is all our doing, near or far we find the results. Then he says, but this physical world, this Dharamsal, gets meaning only when the person is inspired by Naam. Jinni Naam te aaya. That's a different rule game. That's a different world. Inspired by this physical world of Karam, we actually leave the Karam world and go into the Gurprasad world. Jinne naam te aaya, gaye mushakkat kaal. They are the ones who have really done mushakkat. They are the ones who have really found solutions of life. Nanak Dev Mukujle, and they are elevated. They are not problems of this world. They are the solutions. Keti Chutti Nal. Then they are an expression of freedom for themselves and others as well. So I hope I'm able to explain and you've understood. If there's anything else, please, you can ask again.
Ji, thank you so much.
Ji.
But listening to this sometimes, makes me wonder that if I'm not even in a state as of now to be able to disconnect myself from the thoughts, then it seems that it's a very long road that I have to travel. Sometimes that makes me feel negative also. I won't hide that from you. But sometimes, yes, it is an inspiration. At times I feel that, because there's so much hustle bustle around me. When will that day come when I'll be able to disconnect myself from all this? And so that sometimes does come to my mind as well.
Who is looking for that day? The ego. Where is that day? Ego. When will I get this form? Ego. This is all the ego world. This is the thought world. They are not solutions. They are barriers. All these questions are hindrances to ourselves. You have taken ownership of this question, when will I get revealed, realized? You have taken ownership of this question, I am in this state, how will and when I will find the solution. Don't take ownership of these questions. They are defining you because you're absorbing them in yourself. Let them go. Don't hold on to these questions. They are nonsense questions. Revelation is an instantaneous event. Let's go beyond the thoughts. But when we hold on to these questions, we actually inspire our ego strength. We make it stronger. And the barriers become bigger. So it's not these questions which define you. You must tell yourself that and go beyond them. Ji Maharaj.
Ji, thank you so much.
Vaheguru Ji. Maharaj. Any other questions, Ji? Then we can start. Ji.
I want to understand two lines again.
Ji.
Akhri naam, akhri salah, akhri gyan, geet gunga.
So Naam in its expression, when it's revealed as Shabad, then it is written as Akhar. So Naam in the physical has found word as an expression, like the Shabad has. Naam has become Akhar. Akhri Naam, Akhri Salah. And it actually sings the praises of the Creator. Akhri Gyan. And this Akhar gives us knowledge. Geet Gunga. And it gets transformed back into Geet, into song, into celebration. And the creation's will is sung. Gunga. And his qualities are sung through the Shabad, through the Akhar. Akhri Gyan Geet Gunga. Maharaj is explaining the different forms of Naam. The Guru Granth Sahib is an expression of Naam in Akhar form, written form. Maharaj. Ji Hajur. If there are no more questions, we can start the Anand Sahib.
Really, some people say that when we try to understand this concept through akhar, through letters, through words, the nirgun converts into sargun. Is it right or no?
Nirgun. Akhar is not nirgun. It is sargun. It is qualitatively expressed. So Naam, that's what I had just said, that Naam finds its physical expression. Naam is nirgun and Akhar is sargun. So that's my way of saying what I was saying, that Naam finds its expression in crystallized Akhar, in word, written word. So you are right about what you're saying. In a different way, it's the same thing what I said. Ji, Maharaj. ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।